Hello everyone, I'm day weather meteorologist Don Day with your Public Lands Council weekly weather update for this February 18th, 2023. It's being brought to you by WSR Insurance Services Incorporated and also being brought to you by Ag Risk Advisors. The trend in the weather is going to get very wintry in the western United States. I want to stress very strongly that this is going to be a stressful 7 to 10 day period over many areas of the Rockies, the central and northern high plains, the northern plains, back to the Pacific Northwest, as a very strong storm that's basically the combination of an Arctic front and a Pacific storm will kind of come together, developing late this weekend and through next week. This is going to bring hazardous livestock conditions from the Pacific Northwest through the central and northern Rockies and the northern plains. We are looking at bitter cold temperatures, bitter cold wind chills, and snow likely in many areas, especially the central and northern Rockies and the northern plains back into the northwest United States. The southern plains will miss out on the significant snow, but everyone's going to get the cold. But this is going to be a harsh situation. Young, weak, newborn livestock will be at risk in many areas, as you'll see here shortly. And this very active and cold pattern is going to continue through the rest of February and into early March. Taking a look at the last 7 days, you can see where there was some pretty good snowfall in this area right here over the last 7 days as that storm pulled on out. Montana getting a bit of snow and significant snow in the mountains of Arizona, southern and southwest areas of Colorado, and parts of the Pacific Northwest. This is what the snowfall looked like as that storm tracked out across the plains. As we go into what's coming, though, this map is going to show a lot more snow over the next week or so as we put together these storm systems. The latest Drought Monitor continues to show the heart of the drought in the southern and central plains areas here, although there was some help, especially right here with precipitation and right here over the last week. There's a lot more to go, but we certainly see these areas right here over the course of the next 7 to 10 days having several opportunities to see significant amounts of snow, significant mountain snows as well. This is all due to a building area of high pressure out in the eastern Pacific that is turning the jet stream out of Canada and causing a big dip, which basically allows very cold air out of the northern latitudes to head south into the western United States. We've seen this several times this winter. So as we get into Saturday night and Sunday, we're going to see the first cold front move in. There'll be some snow in the Rockies and some cold temperatures developing out on into the plains. Then this is where it really gets interesting. We're going to have a deep low developing over the northern Great Basin by Wednesday. That's going to drag in cold, moist air from the Pacific, but it's also going to allow the door to open from the Arctic. And we're going to have very cold air come in east of the divide. Moisture comes over, and on top of that Arctic air, we call it overrunning, to produce widespread snows. And there's the Arctic air. This is by Thursday morning. Wherever you see the purple, you're talking 30 to 45 degrees below average temperatures, which means you're going to go below zero by Thursday morning in those purple areas. Those green and blue areas also showing colder than average conditions. And you can see the focus here is from the northern plains through the central and northern Rockies into the west. But even look at those very chilly temperatures relative to average for California, for Arizona, for the Great Basin states. Anywhere you see gray here, this gray line represents sub-zero temperatures. So you can see we are going to see sub-zero temperatures even back into the valleys in northeastern Oregon and even into eastern areas of Washington with this cold surge. Then you put together what the wind chill values will be like by Thursday morning. So think of those sub-zero temperatures with these very cold wind chill values. And then on top of that, there's going to be significant snow. This is the 7-day forecast for precipitation. This is through Saturday, next Saturday, across the United States. And this area to highlight right here is going to be where that Pacific air and Canadian air collide, so to speak, and you're going to get an axis of significant snowfalls right here with those Arctic temperatures, while the mountains continue to see more snow. You can see there's not going to be as much along and south of Interstate 70 in this situation. And this is what the snowfall forecast looks like. Very impressive over the next 7 to 10 days. You can see that the Dakotas, through the upper Midwest there, through a large part of Nebraska, all of Wyoming, Montana, a good chunk of Colorado, back into the Great Basin states. There's going to be a lot of winter weather over all of the western United States, so be prepared. Have yourself a good week ahead and stay warm.